to today's little workout recap, and welcome back to the channel for those that see this live or even the minute that it goes up to public. So today's workout, a little bit of, let's call it maybe functional bodybuilding. I know it's a bit of a catchphrase, but a little bit of bodybuilding with a pair of dumbbells. We're going to work on our chest, our triceps and our delts. Simple movements. We're just going to simply vary the stimulus each time that we do them, meaning that we're going to change the hand placements. And then completing a round of those, we're going to come on to the rower for a bit of a conditioning type little chaser, as we could call it. So the way this works, all the dumbbell movements, there are only 3. They are in sets of 12 reps. And then when you finish the first round, you'll come onto the roller and you hit out for 100 meters at a nice steady, not super fast, but a nice steady pace. What we're going to try and do with the rower is we're going to try and build that pace each subsequent round, but the distance is going to go up. So it becomes a bit more of a challenge to hold on. And we're going to use split times, and I'll talk to you about that when we get to this. Anyway, first movement is push-ups. What I want you to do with the push-ups, simply come onto the floor. If you're going to do them on your knees, do them on the knees, but ideally I want you to try to do them on your toes. Now, all we're going to simply do, we're going to pick a couple of different variations. If one variation for you is just straightforward push-ups, then just do straightforward push-ups. But what I'm looking at is a nice, steady tempo. So from here, say 3 seconds down, straight back up, 2 seconds up, for example. Okay, so 1, 2, 1, 2. And if you need to breathe like that there, again, we're just simply rising and falling. Now, what I did with the push-ups is I went normal grip. For me, I tuck my elbows in anyway to make it more of my back and my arms rather than flaring my elbows. My second time I did it, I went into almost like an arch push-up where I went with my hands wide, which meant I needed to really pull back through my scapula in order to push and not let my hips sag. The third movement that I ended up doing, I come into a diamond push-up, hands nice and close. And the fourth movement that I did, I went into what's called a semi-planche. So the planche, for those who see calisthenic guys, it's basically where my hands are pushed behind me. So if I'm in this position, I'm going to come down, 1, 2. And pretty much the way that the planche works is you're almost hinging just from here, because your legs don't tend to come down that far when your hands are back here. And again, I'm doing that because again, I'm working on strength through my mid to upper back to do so. Final round, I just simply did something a little bit different. Come onto the fingertips. Not something I've done for a while. Simply got 6 on the fingertips. So what that looks like is hands are up here into like a spider, almost like, think about Thing from the Addams Family. You got to get up, got to brace. If you've not done this before, don't try it today. Sitting here, 1, 2, and so on until I got to 6. Then I just did 6 normal to finish off. With the triceps, it's a skull crusher movement, which is why we're on the floor. So what we're looking to do, grabbing the dumbbells, we're looking to come into the laying down position, arms straight up, and I'm simply bringing the dumbbells back. I'm not going to bring them to my skull. I want a slightly better range. So I'm going to bring the head of the dumbbell down to the floor, but I'm going to keep my elbows tucked in. So it's right the way down, almost clipping the side of my head and back up. To simply change that, I did doubles this way. I then bring them together and I come back a little bit more of an incline, and I did it so that the heads of the dumbbells touch the floor behind me, almost semi pullover. And then I also did a single, and then a round of single, double, but always alternating the starting hand, right, left, double, left, right, double. That way then you change the arms between the stimulus, okay? And I just simply rotated through them for my rounds. The third movement, you're coming into, ideally, you're going to come into a standing position, but I'm going to do this for the video. And simply we're going to do shoulders, we're going to do raises. So again, slight bent elbows, shoulders back, chest nice and proud. And I'm just trying to get my elbows high. I'm not trying to get my dumbbells up here. I'm trying to keep them in this nice lateral position. I'm going to go lateral raises here, and then I'm also going to go single, keeping them horizontal. I then also did this single in a hammer position, and then I also did a single in a supine position where my hands are pointed up. And that forced me to really have to push through the shoulders to try to use them rather than, because I'm keeping my arms straight, I'm not curling them, okay? And then also I tried a front followed by a side, or what I like to also call a soldier. So 1, 2, 1, 2, or you could also go 1, change, 2, like a marching band, 3, change, 4, and so on. They were the 3 movements. Now the rower came into starting at a 100-meter row at a nice split of say 2 minutes per 500. Come from there. I'm then going to go, the next time I'm on it, I'm going to go for 200 meters, then 3, then 4, and then 5. My aim is to get down into my 500 and try and hold at least half of that 500 below the 130 split. Now I can do 500 in about 135. It means I start off super fast and come back down, but after we've done this, it's a bit of a challenge. So the aim was first round of 100 at say 2 minutes, second round at say at 150, at 140, at 135, 130, thereabouts, and then that 5th and final round of 500 meters, trying to hold it for at least 250 underneath that 130 split. For me, I ended up getting below 125 for the first 250, and then I backed off a little bit and maintained around 135 for the second 230. Now for me, that's a big variation away from how I normally row. I normally row for endurance, a bit of conditioning, sometimes short rounds, yes, certainly if I just bat at a hell, grip and rip, off we go. But when it comes to me normally doing intervals of 500 to 1,000 to 2,000, I like to stroke at around the 2 to 205 per 500, but also my stroke rate's right the way down, like I'm stroking around 15 to 17 strokes a minute. So it's very intentional, big strong pull, nice slow return, and a steady catch. So I'm focusing on technique, but yet I'm using my leg drive and a powerful pull to keep my stroke rate split per 500 under the 2 minute, between 145 and 2, but I like to simply cruise around 2. I find that that's nice and easy. I can easily sit on here, go for half an hour, go for 5Ks, go for 10Ks, and hold that pace. So going back the opposite to like a 125 split, it completely throws it out the window. Literally, it is just a whole lot of leg drive, a whole lot of back pull, and I'm sitting upwards of around the 45 strokes a minute in order to maintain that and hold that pace for the first 250. Slowing back down to the 135 means that I can bring my stroke rate back down around the 30, but yet I'm still pulling hard, and it still easily sees me coming in the 500 meters at around 140-ish or thereabouts. So that's the workout. Give it a go. If you're doing this one at home and you don't have all this gear, then again, the sandbag or the weighted rucksack, maybe even a weight vest is fine. Push-ups, do them just body weight. Okay? Skull crusher, again, depending upon how heavy your ruck or your sandbag is, you may well want to modify it a bit. You may well want to come up into an elevated position if it is a heavy bag, say 20 kilos. Otherwise, you're trying to take it nice and easy. These are a pair of 15s and they're comfortable. I'm not going to go much heavier than that, not on that type of isolation type movement. If I wanted to do that there, then I would simply just go to the 25s and I'd maybe get 6. As far as the raise, same thing with the lateral raise. Again, you can do the raise, but what you might want to do is you might want to change that raise into a more of a ballistic movement and make that a clean and down. So make it a power clean, or maybe even a power clean and a press, like a touch and go movement, and that'll help you with your shoulders because you're going to have to use the high pull motion to get the bag up. If you don't have the rower, then what I simply want you to do is take a skipping rope or go outside and do shuttle runs, and let's say we're going to go 30 seconds, 40 seconds, 50 seconds, 60 seconds, and then maybe even say 1 minute to 1 minute 15, or you can go 30, add 20, 50, go to 70, go to 90, and then let's make it, 120, 2 minutes for the final round. And again, you're going to do that at an increasing pace with a bigger output. That's today's workout recap. I hope you like it. Give it a go. Like to hear any comments from anyone who does see these things. Have a crack at them. My name is Dom, and I am 52, and I am not dead yet. All right, guys, enjoy the workout. Details will be below once I make this public. Enjoy.